Hello and welcome back to the House of the Stag Podcast. It's time to talk about House of the Dragon's premiere episode, as well as a few rumors that are circling around. George, how are we doing?
Pretty good, are you? I'm pretty psyched about the show.
Yeah, same here. It's getting closer and closer. Just a few more days, basically. We might get a few more trailers, according to, I think it was Emergency Awesome that claims that we get a few more trailers, like multiple trailers.
Hey, really? I can
Yeah.
probably expect one more.
I'm actually expecting one this week. Yeah, but episode 1 of House of the Dragon airs, at least at the world premiere.
Yeah. Did you see the titles?
I think so, but it was a few weeks back.
I think episode 4 or 5 was going to be the King of the Narrow Sea, so I assume that's where the Crab Man battle is.
Yeah, definitely.
So middle of the season, we might get most of the action, which is interesting because it's normally like episode 9, right?
I think it's just a whole different dynamic.
Yeah.
Just from the reviews that they put out for episode 1, like the people that attended the show, the world premiere for the show, they were speaking pretty highly of it. And I mean, you get the usual Hollywood reporter whatevers that are just gonna love it for the sake of loving it. But I think a guy like David Lightbringer wouldn't just be all over it if he wouldn't be satisfied with what he's seen. He spoke about a much more faithful adaptation to A Song of Ice and Fire, and we've been talking about exactly that for quite some time now. And apparently Damon is really, really good. He's gonna steal the show, and Emma Aaron is pretty good.
I heard they're gonna make Emma Aaron a bigger deal to further the emotional impact.
Yeah, I wonder how they are setting up that whole friendship between Alicent and Rhaenyra, and I think they're gonna use Emma Aaron and her death and the typical motherly love.
If you consider Rhaenyra as our feminist icon, right, which she clearly is, and I feel like her struggle has more feminist or gender politics angle than Daenerys's, because Daenerys never really had, for the longest time, didn't really have like a male competitor since Viserys died. You never had a choice between a male Targaryen and a female Targaryen until the last season, But also by the time Dany launches her assault on Westeros already has a queen. So she's no longer going to be like the first queen.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
So it was a fight between two queens, whereas the theme here is not only that Rhaenyra is going to eventually fight a male contender to the throne, but also because patriarchy or her father wanting a son eventually caused the death of her mother, who we might learn to be pretty close to Rhaenyra. And she may not have hatred for Viserys, but the death of her mother might make her, resent the system that caused it to happen.
Oh, that's a great point. I can see that happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great point.
Thank you.
You're welcome, buddy. Yeah, I bet that's going to happen.
Yeah, because there's a lot of layers to Rhaenyra being a feminist character. And it's not just that she's fighting Aegon. That's just surface level.
I think that we will get a nice contrast between the relationships of both Alicent and Otto, as well as Rhaenyra and Viserys. Like, I think Rhaenyra is gonna be loved, while Alicent is pretty much being manipulated from a very young age to play the game. And I think that's slowly going to take them apart. And I think that would be a nice contrast to see both of these upbringings be so different, and also where it leads them, like, makes for great drama.
Yeah, because I feel like Rhaenyra is going to be pretty influenced by Rhaenys, who has the best claim out of everyone. And then Alicent, just listens to Otto and Kristen later on all day.
Dude, she's a fellow Baratheon, so...
Who? Rhaenys? Yeah.
Yeah. I want Team
Rhaenys is fellow Baratheon. Yeah, let's not focus on her hair color. We're gonna have a Ned Stark reaction. Baratheon, black of hair. Rhaenys, silver hair. Ned Stark looks up. Everyone's a bastard, bro. I don't know what's going on here. But also, people are gonna really underestimate like how much action Rhaenys is gonna be up to, when the war breaks out.
That's the thing. She's not just all a political figure. I think she'll have a lot of scenes that are similar to a character like the Queen of Thorns.
Yeah.
But yeah, she is gonna get involved. People that are not familiar with the source material will think that Rhaenyra is gonna go all out the way Daenerys did in season 7, for example. But no, no, no,
Hmm.
no. That's Rhaenys. That's Rhaenys. Definitely gonna steal the show from Rhaenyra in terms of action.
Is Allison more like Cersei? Not like character, but like the way she operates. It's kind of like Cersei like, right?
I don't know. I kept doing these comparisons for the Explained series, but it's still a bit different. Like you can
Yeah, it's
always
different. Well, their thought process is different, but I feel like the way they play the game might be a little similar. Just like Otto is Highwind on Xanax.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, you're not wrong. And also that motherly
Yeah.
love again. I mean, yeah. Obviously, she would want her sons on the throne instead of Rhaenyra. Just
Yeah.
makes sense. And that's similar to the way Cersei shaped Joffrey.
Yeah. The way Damon is, politically speaking, is like Stannis. Does his duty, doesn't like usurp his brother, even though he really wants it. And then like the way he acts is more like maybe Oberyn.
I don't know.
I don't know. Well, Damon is Damon. Damon is the Giga Chad, but I feel like there are elements of these two, maybe more characters in there.
But he's much more ambitious than Stannis. If we're talking about Stannis, you would have to talk about a Clash of Kings Stannis, like
Yeah, but
early Stannis. Because I don't think Daemon is doing much, if anything at all, for anyone but himself. I think he just
right. But also he and Stannis, they draw the line of the younger brother listens to the older brother. He didn't just straight up go and chop off of Viserys, you know.
But then
Yeah,
again,
because
Stannis wouldn't have
yeah.
crowned himself king of the Stepstones. But yeah, I'm really excited for the show, obviously. Just a few days now. But there's another thing that you wanted to tell me. Apparently, there's some controversy, or yeah, there are some rumors. Fill me in. And by the way, before you do that, guys, I think that's
This might be a
spoiler
spoiler.
territory.
Yeah. So the rumor goes that Viserys is keeping a secret, and Patty Considine actually referred to it in the Comic-Con panel. Apparently, Viserys is aware of Aegon having invaded Westeros because he had a vision or prophecy about the White Walkers going to come from the north and destroy humanity. And that secret is passed down from one king to another. So Viserys knows, and potentially he's going to tell Rhaenyra when he designate her as his heir. So we might have a situation where Rhaenyra knows the secret and Aegon does not. And that's going to have a brand new dynamic to the whole dance.
So that's how they will connect Game of Thrones and this show.
Yeah.
It's not just a knife. Okay. Well, it's starting
Yeah.
to make sense because I kept thinking about the knife, like, you really need this? But yeah, that would make sense. Maybe they're searching for an answer with that knife. But yeah, so they're basically passing these dreams on. So if we continue, Aegon, the third, will have those dreams and so on and so forth. I don't have a problem with that, but I think they also have to do a little bit of explaining why they didn't prepare for the White Walkers, because at some point one king must have done something.
Yeah, but I don't know. They could do something along the lines of Viserys might fund the wall better than previous kings. They might put that into the show or something like that.
Okay, would make sense because it could show the Night's Watch, even if it's just for a brief little scene.
Yeah, because ultimately they want to come down to the dance destroyed the knowledge of White Walkers, basically.
Well, what if it stops at Viserys? What if the dreams don't carry on with Rhaenyra and it stops right there? That would make sense because then
Yeah,
you wouldn't have the problem with.
if it stops before Rhaenyra, then the dance would not really affect how people see White Walkers or their lack of knowledge.
Oh,
But
or
if
it
dance
stops with
itself,
Rhaenyra.
yeah, if it stops with Rhaenyra, then that has larger consequences for the Seven Kingdoms.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah,
Yeah, maybe it fucks up her mind in the end. Like, not fully. I
yeah.
don't think she's gonna go full Maegor the Cruel at the end. I think it's biased work.
Nah,
Maybe
you can't do that.
Nah, not again. Not again.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's what happened anyway. Like, I don't think they won't do it just because Daenerys went mad. I think it's just
Yeah,
biased
you
work.
can't just be like a mad woman every season. You know, people get tired.
And I mean, it just makes sense. She lost all of her children. Like, who's sane after that? Like, the whole
Yeah.
city went after her.
And
It makes
even like
sense.
Danny, how they made it happen in the end still made no sense. But also,
Yeah.
it's not like she heard a bell and was like, yeah, time to go sicko mode.
Yeah. But yeah, it might actually do something with Rhaenyra's mental state. Targaryen dreams. I like that. I like that idea.
Yeah, Viserys is definitely going to have a lot of those. I'm not sure how many dreams Rhaenyra is going to have. Yeah, it's always interesting the dragon dreams, even including in Dunk and Egg when the Blackfire Pretender actually had a couple pretty cool dreams.
Yeah, it makes sense that it passes on to some capacity because, of course, House of the Dragon is gonna act as the first show of a cinematic universe. So what they're going to do, or what they would want to do, is to connect these shows. I hope they do it better than Disney,
Yeah,
kind of forcing you to watch shows
another
just to.
Obi-Wan show.
No, we're not gonna we're not gonna go into that today, man. I made my
Well,
peace with it.
it's good because they would be in danger of becoming the Obi-Wan show if they were like doing Robert's Rebellion, where you're having characters that exist in the original show and they try to make everything connected. Right now, we're far away enough, 200 years in the past, where it's not an issue.
Yeah, that's true. Now, obviously, they will have to do a lot of coreless stuff. They're already working on a coreless show, so that would make sense. The Nymeria thing could be connected to some of the more powerful women in the show that kind of
Yeah.
like them idolizing Nymeria for what she's done. That could be how they set it up. There was actually someone, I don't remember who it was. I think Dragon Demands or someone like that. They posted a picture of that Valyrian statue kind of thing.
Oh, that was pretty cool. Yeah, when someone's on the boat and there's huge dragons on the mountains and stuff.
No. I'm doing a bad job describing what I mean. That's where the German comes in. But I think they might have a scene where Viserys talks about Valyria and just takes Rhaenyra there and just tells a story about Valyria. I think those are some things that they might want to do for future shows. It should be subtle like that.
Do you
but
think people will get tired of the succession wars?
they might?
Because then if the next big battle we have will be the Blackfire Rebellion, it's another Daemon and another succession crisis. Would they feel like it's too close? People get tired.
Well, no dragons in that one, so
No dragons in that one. But
yeah.
also, I mean, like lots of the themes are overlapping. So I wonder if that's ever going to be an issue. Because it's the logical next step once they're finished with Dance.
Yeah, and thank you. You just reminded me. They were actually openly talking about this becoming an anthology series. That's what
Yeah.
Miguel Sapochnik said. So, yeah, it would make sense to go for the Blackfire Rebellion to set up a Dunk and Egg show. Two birds with one stone.
Oh yeah, once you finish with the first Blackfire, then you can do Dunk and Egg. So much content.
Dude, as long as they're doing it faithfully, if they're really...
Finally, when I'm 35, I can find out what happened in Summer Hall.
The Dunk and Egg show would be so freaking great for the simple reason that it would be just so small in scale and you would have a lot of focus on these two characters. Wholesome, but then again, quite gruesome.
Yeah, it will actually be very different because it's not about the power struggle. It's like a Hobbit show. They're just walking around, and then sometimes you learn some history, and then some cool shit happens.
Yeah, that's so perfect. I wanted that. I wanted that so bad. And Ryan Condal actually wanted to do this show as well. So again, I think House of the Dragon is in good hands. One day I'll get my Dunk and Egg.
One day.
Dunk the Lunk.
We'll write a pilot episode.
Dude, I'm gonna shave my head and get on my knees. I'm Egg.
You're
By making
Dude, you know what I'm happy about with House of the Dragon? They will finally wake people up and know that Targaryens are not fireproof. And that only applies to Daenerys. Even in the show, she's fully fireproof, but that's just her.
Yeah, I wondered about that.
I'm so tired of hearing about it. I saw a review on Fire and Blood. They're like, oh, it's kind of weird. Someone got killed by dragonfire. Targaryens are unburned. I swear to God. They leave a bad review for Fire and Blood because someone got a fiery death. Man, it makes me angry.
Yeah, that's the way they set it up on Game of Thrones. Like,
Yeah, they really made it confusing. Everyone dies from fire. You can take hot showers. That's all you can do. Probably hold a dragon egg for a long time. Yeah.
As Damon shows in the trailer.
Yeah.
Dude, I still have that theme tune playing in my head 24/7. It's still in there. Wherever I go.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Apparently, that theme song ripped parts of Jenny of Old Stones. That's where it came from.
Really?
Yeah, that's where the long rain. That part, apparently, I think so.
Huh. I'm currently learning that song on guitar. I guess I just
Yeah.
I didn't catch that.
I think it's just part of the motif, not like they ripped the entire Jenny of Old Stone, but just that part.
Maester's conspiracy confirmed. Boom. Oh, that's another
You know,
thing. Do you think they might
this is
finally
the
do some Maester's
Yeah.
conspiracy in this show?
Probably. Then they engineered the dance so dragons can all be killed.
Who do you think killed the dragons the last time around? Like that line, come on, give me some shit. Like Otto Hightower sneaking away. Like when he's in exile, he's coming up with a plan how to overthrow the Targaryen dynasty. And I want some conspiracy. I want some maesters. I want some glass candles. Bring it on.
Yeah, dude. What if the first scene is Bran
No.
closes his eyes, travels to the past, and just sees Rhaenyra?
Yeah.
No.
Nah. Dude, I'll pass.
Bran cinematic universe.
Yeah, nah.
Yeah.
I'm good, bro. That's a way to piss everyone off. But like, imagine it just cuts to Bran in his fucking wheelchair at the beaches of fucking King's Landing or whatever.
Dude, if I were the showrunner, that might be what I do. Like, I'll make everything else stick to source material, but I'll piss everyone off by making Bran in the first scene just dreaming back into Rhaenyra.
Obviously, I think they would want something for the first scene to be kind of like the first scene of Game of Thrones. Maybe we'll start in the Dragon Pit.
Prologue is always going to be some nobody getting killed.
Did you also see, like, all of the episodes are around an hour or longer?
Yeah, it's the longest season ever.
Yeah, obviously the credits come into this as well, so you never know how long these actually are, but still, it's, dude. 10 weeks.
That'd be great.
10 weeks of greatness, at least in terms
Yeah.
of debates and the fandom and talking about the stuff, making memes about it if it's shitty. It's gonna be so much fun. I think it will be good, but, we'll have to wait and see.
I have pretty high confidence in it.
Yeah, same here. Let's see. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Take care and see us later.